Yep. You already know what it is. Bodie, you already know what to do.
We bike.
Sheesh. One time for the fan, we back like that. Got a lot to go over tonight, so why waste any time? Let's start the show. You already know what it is. Y'all already know what it do. Bodie was good. One time for the fan. We are back again talking Falcons football. What are you gonna do? We ain't talking about the Chargers or the Jets or the Bears. We're talking about the Falcons. One time for the fan, man. You know we're here every Sunday, every Wednesday. In the past, but now we're doing every Sunday show. You know what I mean? Because it's off season, so that's how that is. And then we're gonna get back to the Wednesday shows real soon. We got a lot going on. Bodie 3000. What's good, man? Chat, what's good? Falcon fans in the chat, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. We just hit 300 subscribers. Shout out to everybody. Bodie 3000, what's good, man? How was your weekend? Last time we talked, I mean, we was at the Hawks game last week, the day after the podcast and so forth. But just how's everything been going since the last time we was on the podcast, man?
First off, I'd like to say, one time for the fan chat, what's good? Chime in. It's gonna be a big show. Yeah, man, it's been a good, relaxing weekend for me. I've been chilling. It's been chilling, so I can't complain. We coming on. The combine pretty much just ended, and it's crazy out here now. So we're gonna talk about that though.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about tonight on One Time for the Fan. Got some special guests tonight as well who will be joining us. Some diehard Falcon fans. You know what we do here on One Time for the Fan? We talk with the Falcon fans. I'm a fan. Bodie, you're a fan. Everybody in this chat is a fan of the Atlanta Falcons. So welcome to One Time for the Fan. If you're watching or listening, of course, you know we're on Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, Google Podcast, Apple Pod. What else?
Stitcher.
PS5.
Shit.
We ain't on Xbox yet.
Yeah,
probably won't be.
Your mistress' house.
Sheesh.
Shit.
One time for the fan. Got a lot to go over. Bodie, went to the Hawks game the other night. Then did over the past weekend, Hawks game again Friday, Atlanta United. Over the weekend, Rolling Loud, which was crazy. So all the Falcon fans in here, we're gonna talk about some Falcons football in a second, but just to break the ice here, did y'all get a chance to see Rolling Loud? Anybody get a chance to see it? It was on YouTube. Bodie, you get a chance to see Rolling Loud real quick?
Yeah. I saw some of the performance, some of the surprise guests, and yeah, it's lit. It's always lit. Every year I see it is lit. So
Rolling Loud's lit, man. Got a chance to watch some shows for free. Travis Scott, Playboy Cardi, and a whole bunch of other artists, Don Tolliver, so many other people. So over the weekend, got a chance to do that. Also attend Atlanta United too as well. Came away with a draw. Last week was a win, but came away with a draw on Saturday. But it's always good just to get out, see some things, do some things. I know we talked about rolling out in the summer, so that'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
to head on out there and see what's going on. But we got some more breaking the ice news for you before we get to some Falcons football. Did you hear, Falcon fans, that there might be another sports team here in Atlanta? Did you hear? There's news going around that there's supposed to be, or possibly, an NHL team coming back to the A. Hockey in the A. Hockey in the A. Bodie, you a hockey fan?
I can't say I've watched hockey, but I wouldn't say I'm a diehard fan. So, but that would be another element to bring it back because it was here before I got here. I ain't been here for like maybe 8 years now, but yeah, it was here. Then it left. So I know there's still some hockey fans out there though.
And since we got football, and we got college football, we got basketball, we got the Braves, and now we talking doggone hockey. Man, something to look at. That's breaking the ice here on One Time for the Fan. Now we're gonna talk some Falcons football, man. That's what people came here for. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody viewing. Shout out to everybody listening. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Tag your Falcons friends, tag your Falcons family. Shout out to everybody from the Rise Up Tour. It's up in the chat right now. We got so much going on with the Rise Up Tour coming up, so we're going to drop some information for y'all. Of course, we're waiting for the schedule for the Falcons to drop before we can start putting some things together. But we're going to head straight to the comments like we always do before we start talking Falcons football. We're going to get straight to it. Y'all going to make me lose my mind. Up in here. Y'all going to make me act the fool. Up here. Y'all already know who that is, man. First on the board, Sean Coswell is in the building.
Every time you say his lyrics, you sound like a preacher in this moment.
Hey man, the way
he gonna make me lose my mind.
I mean, shit.
Up in here,
get in the booth. Want me to get in the booth
here? No.
One time for the fan. Pamela Johnson's up here. She says, "Hello, fellas, and everyone in the chat." Pamela Johnson is always rocking with One
Hey,
Time
Pamela, how you doing tonight?
You sound like doggone V103 after midnight. Hey, Pamela, how you doing tonight?
Pamela in the chat.
Hey, Pamela, how you doing tonight?
This is Midnight Hours with Bodie 3000.
Silk Stories with Sean Coswell. Stevie Correga's in the building. Rise up for Stevie Correga. Stevie's super excited. So here's something. I don't know if you noticed this, Bodie. He just posted in the Rise Up tour about Arizona. And Arizona is about 5-6 months away. So it's like, all right, we're ready to go. Stevie, should I start packing my bags right now? Stevie Correga is part of that West Coast Falcons crew who lives out there in Arizona. Him and LaMarcus Boyd, diehard Falcon fans. And they got a little group of Falcon fans out there. I done seen them. So shout out to everybody who's going to be going to the Arizona game. Stevie Correga and this young man right here, LaMarcus Boyd, they're going to be looking out for the meet and greet, helping out with some itinerary for us for the Rise Up tour out there in Arizona, because they out there in Arizona. We've met up before. LaMarcus, we met in Seattle earlier this year. We also was out there in Arizona a couple years ago too as well. So it's always good to keep contacts and keep that friendship going with Falcon fans, because as you can see, we're heading back to Arizona this year. And Stevie Correga, this young man right here, Chef Correga, and LaMarcus Boyd right here, is going to be assisting us in some events, members of the Rise Up Tour. And if you don't know about the Rise Up Tour, you better ask somebody, because when it comes to away games and parties and events, well, ain't nobody doing it bigger than the Rise Up Tour. So shout out to everybody over at the Rise Up Tour for putting in that hard work every single event to get.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the Rise Up Tour.
Yeah, definitely. Sean says, "Congratulations, Jack, for being the new Falcons QB1." Hold on now.
Hold on. This man, y'all didn't know he tore his eye socket. He ain't gonna be able to make it.
If y'all don't know what's going on here, there's a competition going on, not only with Desmond Ridder or Logan Whiteside, but it's Big Country Sports and Jack Spade. Big Country talking about he finna be QB3. No, he not. I'm finna be QB3. And you can send this to him. I can throw 80 on the run. You can throw 80.
Y'all
ain't never seen me scramble.
You can throw a Nerf ball. 80 what? Probably can
Put
throw
me out
80
there with
French
Drake.
fries on the run.
Put me out there with Drake. 300-yard game every
Drake
game.
gonna be like, what the hell is this?
Drake gonna be like,
You fogging up my glass with these bad takes. You got to fix
hit that
this.
like button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button. Lowski is up in the building. You say, what up? We got a celebrity up in the building. He's gonna be back on the podcast real soon.
Yeah.
Eric Parker, diehard Atlanta Falcon fan.
Yeah, he gonna be on there. It's gonna be Jack Bayless on there when he on there too.
Don't let me get started on Jack Bayless. There's a joke going around about Jack Bayless between the One Time for the Fan chat because of some things I said yesterday concerning CJ Stroud. And we don't want to get too much to that. I think he's a phenomenal player. I think he's an amazing talent getting ready to step into the NFL. But there's some things. Don't want to get too much into it because it's going to take up the whole show. Maybe I might even do a reel about it or something. But there's some things. Just a couple.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Shout out Stetson Bennett, though. One time for the fan. Deloach said, what's good? What's popping, family? What's popping? One time for the fan. If you're listening, if you're watching, go ahead and join the chat. As you can see, we talk to all the Falcon fans because we love talking with Falcon fans. We just hit 300 subscribers. We started last year, draft day, with 2 or 3 subscribers. We just hit 300. We're on the road to 1,000. We asked for 350 before training camp. So it's just 50 more subscribers before training camp. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody who's been subscribing to the channel and rocking with us and commenting on the page. And we got the One Time for the Atlanta Falcons Facebook group. So if you want to talk Falcons football all day, just search on Facebook, One Time for the Atlanta Falcons, and we'll add you to the group. As you can see, the chat is lit. Shout out to Nathan Floyd, Stevie Carrega. Lyrics Mom is up in here. Hey, fellas, on the Henny Heavy tonight.
Hey. Uh-oh.
Take a sip of my Rise Up talk.
Chat gonna be lit.
Chat is litty. Watch out for the tomatoes. Terrell Johnson's up in here. What's up, fellas?
What's good, man?
Shout out to the username. Rob Banks is up in the building.
What's crazy?
Not asking any personal information, but what's your location? Jeff Wolf is up in the building. You don't say, Jeff Wolf. You don't say. Shout out to Rob Banks, Jeff Wolf's in the building, Terrell Johnson's up in the building. We're trying to become your favorite Falcons podcast. So do the best you can.
Your fibber, your femur.
Try to say that 5 times fast. Jabri Harper, who's going to be on the podcast real soon, said, "Rise up, family." Stevie Carrega. Man, we got so much going on in the chat right now. We ain't going to be able to get to the show. And we got some special guests who's going to be joining us soon. Smitty Sports Machine, diehard Atlanta Falcon fan, who has, once again, like Country and like some of the other podcast content creators that is producing Falcons content, is doing a good job in the community out here. So we got to get content creators here on the show to come talk to us, podcasters to come find out what's going on, journalists. We got Myles Garrett from Fox 5 coming back on the show too as well. Bodie, did you check your Twitter? It's confirmed. Myles Garrett's posting. He's retweeting. Like, we're going slap. And shout out to Myles Garrett, who just came back from the
Twitter
combine.
now.
Yeah, I'm killing it with the gifts.
Ugh.
Shout out to Myles Garrett, who just came back from the combine, who's going to talk to us soon and let us know what he thinks. I don't know if you saw the post that he said today when he was asked about who you think the Falcons could be drafting. He went ahead and said if there's no trade back, he thinks right now at this moment could be Luke Van Ness. So it's something that is brewing in this Falcons community, this Falcons camp, when it comes to players and offseason and moves and transactions. And when you got people like Smitty Sports Machine, and then we also have our other special guest, 95 North Falcons Talk, who's going to be joining us today, Alberto. They got so much to talk about when it comes to Falcons football. And it feels good to have people on the show to talk about Falcons football, because what are we doing this podcast for? We're only doing it for the Atlanta Falcons. It ain't about hockey. We mentioned hockey in Atlanta because it's Atlanta, but this show is about the Atlanta Falcons. So you already know what it is. We're going to get straight to it now. Since the last time we talked, Bodie, something happened. Lisa Shepard's up in here. What you say? Was that Spade dancing to a gift? Does that look like me, Lisa Shepard? Does that look like me? Bodie, you got the picture?
I'm pulling it back.
Don't do that to me, Lisa Shepard from Blogging Dirty. Don't do that to me, Lisa Shepard.
That thing.
That was Robert Townsend.
No, it was. That's you,
Lisa Shepard.
That's you.
Put it back up there, Lisa Shepard.
That's you, boy. All we need is the music.
Lisa Shepard, look at the stash. Look at this stash.
Jack, stop playing. We know you.
Shout out to Combine.
We know you 48 years old. That's you, man.
We're gonna get to that shortly, Falcons fans. We got a lot to talk about here on One Time for the Fan. Last time we talked, Bodie, some news came out right after the Bears. The Bears. Which I'll talk about later on in the season because we play Chicago this year. News came out about them trading the pick, or not trading the pick, not like it's gonna happen. That they are interested in anybody who's giving calls about the pick.
Yeah.
Bodie 3000, that instantly started debates and different type of, group chats about what could happen. Because, of course, all the journalists and people in the NFL media started putting the Falcons' name in it, too, as well. Like, the Falcons would be the perfect candidate to trade up. Go get their quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. That is a subject nowadays.
Bodie, what do we do here in this position? I don't think that the Falcons are going to trade up for the number one pick. I don't think so. Of course, media can hype you up left and right. I'm a fan. I'm going to give you what I think. I don't think the Falcons are going to move up for the number one pick. I don't see it. I just don't. It'd be nice. If it does happen, all right, shit, okay, I don't care. I'm not finna slap myself in the face because of it. All right, I'm just giving you what I think right now.
Yeah.
I don't see the Falcons moving up and taking the number one pick. I mean, I'm sure anybody's gonna pick up the phone and make a call. Hey, who's selling that car over there? Oh, how much you want for it? I'll call you. Bodie, what is your thoughts on just the Falcons, the Bears moving up this number one pick? Are we playing GM right now? Give me your thoughts on that right
now. Everything's on the table. I mean, that is a likely scenario. We do not. I would say we don't have our franchise quarterback right now. So, Ritter, he's here, and they'll give him a chance, possibly, unless a deal that is just too good to be true just pops up or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to explore every option because the chance of drafting number one doesn't come every day. The chance of getting the best quarterback you deem in the draft doesn't come every day. So I would say it is an option. I don't believe it's going to happen, but anything can happen. So I'm optimistic, and we'll just see what happens. So all I know is it's going to be an exciting offseason.
Falcons fans, this is what we talked about over the past couple weeks and months. It's going to be an exciting offseason, and this just makes it even more exciting.
Yes.
Now, there's going to be other journalists and content creators, podcasters who's going to have their own opinion. And here on One Time for the Fan, we respect that. Why do we respect that? Because we're fans too.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying? We're fans too. I got somebody telling me the Falcons will get CJ Stroud. I said we're not going to get CJ Stroud. I'm not going to argue with this person all day. You got your opinion. I got my opinion. We go about our business. If it happens, this is what I'm doing. Let's go win some damn games.
Yeah.
But I'm just giving you my opinion. Just all what it is. But I'm just letting you know right now, I don't see the Falcons moving up to take that number one pick. I could see them moving up to 4. But here's the problem. The Colts, every part, and we're going to get to this in the next couple of weeks. Every team in the top 5 wants, capital letters, wants their pick.
Yeah.
Indy wants their player. They don't want to move back to 8, 9, and 10. No. They really want CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. Houston wants their player. Arizona, they're falling apart. Bears,
Arizona, apart. Yeah, they Indy, got a lot. They can go anywhere.
So you finna give up something to go up to that top 5. I mean, I could see 4 or 5 for the Falcons possible. I mean, Indy can trade back and still get their guy. I don't see Arizona trading back. They're in a position where I mean, come on. Who's out here repping the Cardinals? Like, come on. I mean, come on. let me be serious. You know what I'm saying? I ain't throwing no shade, but when last time you got into a group chat with a Cardinals fan?
Well, I should make it to the Super Bowl or something.
When was the last time you played Madden and somebody picked the Cardinals? Bro, I ain't throwing no shade, bro. I'm just keeping it real, cuz. You feel me? I got a Jets fan in one of my chats. Die-hard Jets fan. So, just saying. I see the Bears. They could possibly make the trade, but I can see Houston maybe making this one. I'm going to give y'all that draft scenario soon. I ain't going to get to it just yet.
Yeah, it's a lot of debates. We're going to have one of these shows. One of these shows we do, it's going to be like a debate show because we have a various of opinions amongst one time for the fan podcasters. So it's going to be.
Shout out to all the podcasters out there that's doing their thing, though. I mean, there's a lot of people out here. You know what I'm saying? There's too many names to go over, but there's a lot of people you can see in the same chats when you're watching or you're listening. Shout out to Joey Santoris up in chat too as well.
Yeah, what's cracking, man? Welcome. Love to see you here.
Talk about the booze you were busting in your seat. Sheesh.
That man can't dance.
Sterling Woods got a special guest coming up in here shortly. Sterling Woods, I think they might move up to 4 or 5. I can see that. I'm going to give y'all some scenarios soon and break it down for you. We got a celebrity in the chat.
Mad Mike Sports. What's cracking, Mad Mike? How you doing, bro?
Mike.
How you doing,
Mad
bro?
Mike Sports. What's good, Mad Mike? Joey's up here. He said Ritter isn't the franchise quarterback. So that's what Bodie was mentioning too as well. We don't have our franchise quarterback.
We don't have one as of right now.
They haven't named Ritter the quarterback. They haven't named him the starter. And people are talking about the Lamar Jackson situation. We're talking about it. Are we going to go after him? We're going to make a trade. We're going to get the picks. What's going to happen? You didn't hear the Falcons come out and say clearly that he's our starter. And that's the only thing that worries me. That they haven't made the announcement that he would be the starter, which I can understand. He's a second-year guy. People who's going to argue about, third-round pick.
He went to Cincinnati. Guy. Yeah.
Developmental guy, keep him there, back up. But then again, you get a guy like Lamar. I mean, good luck to him being the backup.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot to go over. It's a lot to go over when you're talking about Falcons football. But once Bodie said it, I mean, it's going to be exciting. This whole entire offseason so far for me has been exciting. To wake up, to know tomorrow you're going to wake up and get news. You're going to get news tomorrow or Tuesday.
Yeah.
And it's going to just provide more content for you to just go.
And then the week after that, free agency going to be popping. It's just, this shit is about to ramp up, people. It's about to ramp up. We about to have the makeup of our team in the next couple of weeks. So I'm effing excited. This shit is crazy.
Jeff
we about to win some damn games.
Oh, we're definitely about to win some games. We're definitely about to go back to the playoffs. It starts this year. Don't move up. Don't need to get defensive help. Don't trade up for a QB though.
That was one of our debates. Let's just say that.
Did you see a tweet by Ledbetter? We said the Falcons are QB less. I did see it.
I mean, we are. Let's be real. We have an unproven guy with potential. With potential. But he's unproven. We are QB-less until we are QB more. Okay? We are.
I'm going to agree a bit with what Bodie is saying right there because of the fact that Bodie's right there. I mean, they haven't named the man the starter. They're shopping for quarterbacks. In a way, we don't know who it's going to be. Yeah. I've seen people talking about go after Carson Wentz, Jimmy G.
I'm
adding to the quarterback room is possible. You're going to add to the quarterback room. We know that. But are you going to add a starting quarterback to the quarterback room? Or are you going to add a backup that we know is going to come in here and be a backup? Plus, the Falcons keep everything in-house, too. So that's one thing about it. That's why I love the organization. Things are in-house with them.
Yeah, it's let's be real. We are QB-less. We are until we aren't. So, gotta call a spade. Jack Spade.
Sheesh. Going over this last topic here before we get our special guest in here. Smitty's, I'm so sorry. See, I mess up sometimes. I ain't gonna lie.
Tito's.
And if you was in here back when we were talking about what's that guy's name for the Falcons? 92. I just call him 92 now because I butchered his name so many times.
What are you talking about?
What's the kid's name?
You talking about
Ogundeji.
Ogundeji. Oh, okay, yeah.
Ogundeji, right?
Yeah, Ogundeji.
I guess sometimes I be butchering names sometimes.
So Ogundeji.
So if you ever hear that, just be like, oh, that's just Jack. Don't worry about it. One time for the fan. Smitty's Sports Machine is going to be in here shortly. 95 North Falcons Talk Show is going to be in here shortly. Alberto is going to be up in here. Man, we're going to have a good time.
They do a show together, if you don't know.
They do.
And they have a great show. I try to check them out anytime I can. And mostly I be at work and I just have them in my ear, just playing, doing whatever I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them boys, and we about to talk.
Yep. We're gonna go ahead and send that over. Send the invite. I'll let you guys know when they pull up in the waiting area. We'll see what cars pull up. I'm checking the security camera right now. I don't see no cars just yet. Remember when John pulled up from out of your Falcon Mine, the green Lambo?
John had that Lambo.
Miles Garrett pulled up in a Bentley when we had Miles on. And Big Country surprisingly pulled up in a Ferrari.
You sure? Yeah, I thought it was a Pinto.
Sheesh. You golf carting around the city, Country? My boy Country. Hey, let me tell you something. He's one of the new admins for Rise Up Tour, and the suggestions that he's already put in play right now. I can't wait to get out there and get the Falcons fans at these away games and see what we got going on, because Country's man. He's a great guy. So shout out to Country as well. Get to our next segment here before we bring in our special guest. You heard about what Terry said recently, Bodie. He was speaking with Miles Garrett. Shout out to Miles the GOAT.
Shout out, Miles.
Talking about the mental makeup of the team and so forth. So the question goes to you now, Bodie. With the draft picks, I mean, Kyle Pitts and Drake London, development of Drake, and Tyler Algier, and of course, Country's calling. He's calling. Do we bring him on?
Why not?
Do we bring him on?
They know each other. They know each other.
Sheesh, let me get this guy.
Shit.
All right, hold on. We're gonna get to the segment in this minute. We got Big Country.
This is a surprise, people. This show
live. What in the world, Bo?
Hey, tell Bodie, ain't nothing wrong with pulling up in a pickup truck. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Shout out to Big Low Country Sports up in the building. Pickup trucks are cool.
Are they cool?
I'm saying they're cool to like. I mean, everybody pull up in Lambos and Bentleys.
I said,
you pull up in the wagon.
We pulling up in a pickup truck, all day. I can't get out of the Ferrari.
What year?
2023.
Sheesh.
Okay. Ford
Platinum.
Hey.
A lot of money.
Shout out that cat.
Hey, man. Good to hear from you, man.
All right, man. Keep rocking it, folks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big Low Country Sports, man.
He said
live.
Call on that one. See?
One time for the fan, man. That means he's watching. Is he in the chat? There's so much going on in the chat. I can't even see. Is he watching?
That's how he called you, because I said he's pulling up in the Pinto.
Hey, shout out to Country. Going over what Terry said this week, talking with Miles, and of course they was at the combine and so forth. With the past couple years, remember what Terry said in the conference call a couple weeks ago? Mm-hmm. The moves that they made in the past 2 years put them in the position now with this cap space and this rebuild looking, to me, C+, B-. It's looking good going forward. We got a couple players here that I would love to see on this team going forward. And of course, our superstars are still here. So it's just about putting the right pieces together to be,
young superstars.
Yeah, to just be a great team again. Has the staff, has the organization done everything well in the past 2 years? Do you agree with what Terry's saying to be in this position now? To go have enough cap space, you can go search some free agents. I mean, the quarterback situation. Is this the exciting brand of Falcons football we've been waiting on, buddy?
Well, I tell you, this offseason is very telling, and probably the next 5 years of how Falcons football is going to go. This one offseason, I think personally, it's going to be. I mean, they've done the best they could with what they had. I'm talking about the GM of the team of the Falcons. They actually, I mean, and they pivoted, because when the Deshaun Watson stuff came up, they may or may not have interest in that, and they may or may not have ruffled feathers with Matt Ryan, and may not felt compelled to trade him to the Colts where he shot the bed. Neither here nor there. He got shit to do with us. But still, I think when stuff came up, they pivoted. The Julio stuff that came up, they pivoted. They did it the right way too. They didn't just, they traded Julio. They got some good stuff back. We traded Matt, got some good stuff back. I mean, they've done it the right way, and they prepared for this offseason, which is going to be very telling of how the next 5 years is going to go for the Falcons. So you couldn't have done it no better to me. Get an A for me.
New GM, new coach at the time what Terry was talking about the past 2 years. So now you really get a chance to see them the way we need to see them with this cap space. And everybody's talking about it. We haven't had money like this in years, Falcon fans. It's been so long. It's been so long. They got so much money right now. I was getting ready to ask them for some money. Like, can y'all shoot me $1,000 at least? So Friday?
God damn. Man, you better get on that Klarna.
Gosh.
Shit.
One time for the fan. I'm satisfied with what the Falcons have done over the past couple years to be in this position. I know it's been rough as a Falcon fan, not being in the playoffs or having a winning record and so forth. But I mean, I still go to work the next day. So, I have to understand, how it does take time. And has it been some time? Yeah, it's been about 6 years since we've been back to the playoffs?
Something like that.
6 years, 5 years or so. Like a winning season. Like this
is
tough.
written. I'm putting sticky notes. I'm writing all this shit down so I can cross it out and throw it away when we do make the playoffs, when we do make the Super Bowl, all this other stuff. I gotta start putting the notes up. I'm telling you, season 2 of One Time for the Fan gonna be crazy. The budget gonna go up. Y'all gonna be live.
I said budget going up. One time for the fans. Get to the comments here, man.
No, you got them grants coming.
Hold on, my security camera's beeping. Who the hell is that? Somebody just pulled up in a vet. Somebody's spinning the block in the V, man. Somebody's out there. Yo. Hey, you can't be spinning the block in the V like that. Man's out there spinning the block in the V, man.
Sheesh.
Oh, snap. Hold on. Oh, there's 2 vets out. Get them on the phone. There's 2 vets out there.
Get them to the green room and take all the yellow M&Ms out of the fucking thing.
Man, look what they doing to the parking lot.
Hey, you gotta tell them stop doing them donuts, bro.
He from out of town. That one right there from out of town. Look on the plates.
Oh, we're gonna have fun.
One time for the fan. We about to have a good time. We got a lot to go over here on One Time for the Fan. The chat is lit. Everybody's lit. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Sometimes I like introducing the guests, and sometimes I'm just gonna go ahead and going forward. I'm just gonna throw the guests on and just let the guests tell them who they are and what they do and why they do it. So shout out to everybody who's been a guest on One Time for the Fan. And there's really no reason to sit back and wait any longer. Let's go ahead and add them to the screen right now. Bam. There he goes.
Shit. What is going on?
Chance jacket. Oh my God.
He's rich.
Lord.
You didn't know that?
Oh.
You didn't know that?
Rich.
Oh man, yo, can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Absolutely.
Right, cool. Yeah, just
What's good?
everything is wonderful, fellas. How you guys doing tonight, man?
Doing great.
Awesome.
Welcome to the channel.
Appreciate it.
95 North Falcons Talk Show. Alberto, if you
I'm
don't
here.
know who this man is,
Alberto,
he gets
man.
the job done when it comes to talking Falcons football.
Thank
And
you,
of
man.
course,
Appreciate
here on
that.
One Time for the Fan, we love talking with people who love talking Falcons football. So,
Man, love
welcome.
it, man. Thank you, brothers. Appreciate y'all, man. Mama, I made it. God damn.
You made it to the show. So you good now? I see
Sure.
somebody else. He got private security with him. Hold on.
Shit.
He got private security with
Hey,
him.
man.
Oh,
Roll
man.
the carpet out for this man.
Let me go ahead and get him in here. Y'all roll the carpet out, man. Open that door for this man.
There it is.
There he is.
Oh,
I love it already. Superhero.
What's up, man?
that man said,
Hey. Goddamn. Da, 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 da.
"Hey,
I love
Yeah,
it.
you know what time it is.
Yes,
I
sir.
know what
Good,
time
Smitty.
it is. Falcons fans, I know y'all know what time it is. We got Smitty's Sports Machine in the building right here. Superhero for the night. Superhero Smitty.
I'm out here
is
hiding in the
building.
car, man. I'm gonna go on and show y'all my face, but I'm out here hiding in the car, man.
Goddamn.
That's
Hey,
what's
man.
up. That's what's up. Don't matter where you are, as you can see, we still gonna talk Falcons football. We love talking.
Oh
Falcons
yeah,
football.
no doubt.
And
No doubt about it.
these two young brothers right here, when it comes to content and creating content for the Falcons, they do a great job doing it. So
Thank
shout
you,
out
man.
to you two as well. You guys have great channels going on. I think Smitty, you just reached like 500,000 subscribers. Didn't you? Blowing up. And you
Shit, I wish.
next, man. Where you
Man.
hey, man, you on your way? You
Man,
going to the top?"
hey, I'm trying to get there, bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you. If but if I keep pissing, man, I might change my name.
What you got? What you gonna change the name to? You got? Oh, I don't want to throw it out there, but you know,
No, you ain't gotta throw it out there, man. I'm gonna stick with superhero right about now, though. I'm fine with that.
Shout out
Okay,
superhero.
Smitty.
Berto,
Yeah, what
your
up, man?
channel is doing really well.
Doing all right. Yeah.
What more can we say? I told you a couple seconds ago. I don't want to introduce y'all. I'd love for y'all to introduce yourselves here
That's
on the
cool, man.
podcast because I think you guys would say it best. But just give us a little bit about your show and how long you've been a diehard Atlanta Falcons fan, and just give us some information about your brother. Floor is yours.
Man. 1999. That's when I became a Falcons fan. Been a Falcons fan ever since, man. It's why not? It's a why not for me. You know what I mean? Why not the Falcons? Could have been a fan of any other team, but chose the A for sure. I've been doing this podcast thing since July of this past year. My man Smitty put me on, man. I had a relationship with him off air, like, you know, just always commenting on his posts, his channel, and things of that nature, man. And one day he was like, man, you got to get on your own. You got to get on your own tip, man. You got to start doing it yourself, man. And lo and behold, man, I started up in July, man, and it's been on and popping ever since, man.
So tell us more about this, Smitty, because you know, as a podcaster, I mean, what did you see in Berto, man? I mean, how you brought somebody to the channel, to the platform, to the stage, and this man is doing so well now himself. I mean, you got to feel like a superhero for real. There's some real Avengers shit going on right here, bro. I mean, this is
You pulling
this
people
is
out
real
the
good
rubble.
stuff.
I'm telling you.
Pulling people
Bodie,
out the
like,
rubble.
yeah,
Come here,
Bodie, I
brother.
knew Bodie was
man.
like he could do this. So how does it work for you guys, man?
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Me and Alberto just had one conversation. He just called me up, and he was at work. I'm not gonna lie, he was at work. He said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just call Smitty," and he called me, and we had a long that first phone call. Man, that shit went smooth like butter, man. And
Yeah,
I
man.
just thought it just started clicking in my mind, and he just started talking about the Falcons, this, Falcons, that, and I said, man, he talking to me like, you know, we've been knowing each other for 20 years. I said, man, I did about 2 shows after I talked to him. And he called me one day and he just, like I said, just started talking again. I said, I'm just finna throw him in the fire and see what happened. That's what's clicking in my head. And I threw him in the fire, and the best advice that I gave him, man, I said, man, just like we talking on the phone right now, just talk to me and follow my lead, and I got you. And very first show, he did not hesitate one time. He did not get nervous one time. It's just like we were just talking to each other like we were talking on the phone, man.
Right.
And from that point on, I said, I done found my right hand man, and ever since that, man, we've been rolling.
I respect
Yeah,
that.
man.
I truly
That's
respect
effing
that.
dope,
How long, if I can ask, was the first show that you guys did together?
Damn.
You guys remember?
An hour?
Hour?
Yeah.
I know where he's going with this, but go ahead.
The same. I'm following Smitty.
I know where he's going
to.
too.
That happened with me and Bodie. The first show we had was 3.5 hours.
Whew, man.
The second show we had was 4 hours.
God damn.
The third show we had was 5.5 hours.
Damn near 6. It was the
We
draft
covered
of
the
last
entire
year.
draft last year.
Yep.
That's
And
dope.
we're talking
Yeah.
about pick 1 to the end, and we're going through like pick 211. Like, yeah, Bodie,
Bruh.
so what you eat today?
Yeah.
We're trying to think of
I got one
anything
question.
just to get to the Falcons.
I got one question for y'all.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Is either one of y'all married?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bodie. We're both married.
Kids?
Yep.
Kids?
Yep.
3.
Oh, well,
3.
y'all good to go there. Y'all good to go.
Yeah.
Because I often say, if y'all doing shows like that right offhand, 9 times out of 10, either y'all single or y'all just live by y'allself. Because I've been married almost 19 years and I couldn't get away with nothing like that. I'm gonna just be honest.
Shit.
The show, we made an agreement that it was going to be to definitely build up some views and some buzz, and we didn't get a start there. But I guarantee you, this draft, 30 minutes or less, man. We're gonna get through that draft so fast. Who the Falcons
Boy.
pick? That's our guy. We'll
Yeah.
see y'all tomorrow. We'll
All
talk
right,
about
analyze,
it on One Time
analyze. See you
Oh
later.
yeah.
Right,
Shit.
right.
Once I got the opportunity, man, my wife kept pushing me. She's like, you better not ruin this opportunity. This is you. This is what you always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yo, I'm like Bodie, man. I'm married, 2 kids, you know what I mean? Time comes, time is tight in between, but man, the wife, she really pushes me to do the best that I can, push the content out as much as I could too. So it's dope, man. Being up here from the Northeast, I'm in Patriot Land up here in Rhode Island, man. It is needle in the haystack is what we use in terms of finding Falcon fans up here. And I'm probably the needle in that haystack. There's no Falcon fans up here. So, man, so it's hard for me to even collaborate with others, in this area on anything sports, because it's predominantly like your Jets, Patriots, Yankees, Red Sox, things like that. I'm good, man. That's why I collaborate with so many folks down south, Washington and all the way down in Atlanta, because that's where it's at. You know what I mean? That's where the love of the fans are.
We got a group of Falcon fans out there in New York too as well. I need to link you up with them. They have a Falcons bar somewhere in, can't remember where, Long Island, or I'll find the information for you. Cool. But what I have planned coming up, what I'm trying to do with the Falcons organization, Falcons fan base, maybe you can help me. Because we're going to take this Falcons fan base to the next level real soon. And you're in Rhode Island, and just to hear that tells me, we're going to make some Falcon fans out there. So we're going to turn some things up. But Smitty, what's up, man? You had something?
No, I was just gonna say, that's why me and Alberto click so well. He from up north, and he helps me relate to another different type fan base. I'm from the south. I'm from right here in Atlanta, and what people don't realize, man, if you don't love what you're doing, have fun while you're doing, you're not gonna last. And that's what makes us click so well. We feed off each other well. We crack jokes. And we just throw out stats, and that's just what we do every single show. Yeah. And that's how we built up our clientele.
Yeah. And that's good. That's why I asked the question.
How we click so
well,
Jack?
Go ahead, Bodie.
How we click so well?
It's the same. It's pretty much the same thing like Smitty said. I mean, we talked on the phone for about 2 or 3 hours, and then we talked over some Falcons, and then put them on the show. We did that 3-hour podcast. It was like, hey, here you go. Time to get going. 12 hours in the weekend.
After that shit, I was like, this mother. It's
talking football. 12 hours in the weekend. Like, man, we can talk some damn football. So that's how that works.
Hey,
that's why I asked the question, because there's some content creators who do it by themselves. There's some that do it in large groups. There's some that do it in small groups. As you see, Country, he does it by himself. I mean, he got Coach Ronnie there too as well. But shout out to Country for his show being so creative, because he's there by himself. Me, Bodie, you, and Berto, you guys ideas to feed off of each other. We got the group chat too. I have Chase. I have Dez, who we can't even find Dez. We're getting ready to put the missing report out for him. We don't know where he is. But Boo Man Charlotte, we know where he is, because we talk football every day. So it's you guys feed off of each other's ideas, and that's what creates a good show. Yeah. So that's why I had to ask the question of how'd you guys get started and so forth, because I mean, you guys been around a while now, man. You guys are doing great. So shout out to you guys.
Appreciate it, man.
That was the appetizer. Now we're finna get to the meal.
Let's do it.
The meat and potatoes.
Hey, man. Long as you got some steak sauce, man, let's roll.
I keep the steak sauce.
One time
A1,
for the fan.
A1, right?
A1.
We're live.
Yeah, A1, right.
Smitty's Sports Machine. We are live with 95 North Falcons talk show in the building. Let's go talk about the draft, y'all. Let's talk some players here. Right. The news about
I'm already blowing it up, so let's roll.
Let's go.
I'm already blowing it up.
Let's go.
I'm already blowing it up.
The Jalen Carter news came out this week.
Yeah.
Before the Jalen Carter news came out, everybody was so high on Jalen Carter. Now the fence has split to don't draft him, draft him. He's going to slide back. He's still top 3. I need your thoughts, boys. Bodie, superhero, 95. Talk to me. What do y'all got on Jalen Carter? I know he'd be a great fit for the Falcons. But just what are your thoughts of just is it possible we could land Jalen Carter?
Roll with it, Alberto. You got it.
Man, this is like almost like the classic buyer beware situation, man. It's like now you got this with an asterisk. Like all these events that happen, after the championship game, it all comes to light now. But not only that, but like, God damn, it came out now. Like, what a worse way to like hurt your stock, man. The possibility of the Falcons taking him is sure. You're in love with the player, you're in love with the attributes, you're in love with the scheme fit. That's all good and well. Do you want the attention? That's the big thing. The Falcons are known to be an organization that shy away from off the field things.
I
things of
mentioned
that
that Arthur
nature.
Blank does not play about any off the field issues.
He don't play about that. So that right there alone, that kind of deters me away from the fact that the Falcons will draft him. But if all these things didn't happen, Jalen Carter run to the podium either in the trade up situation or if for God's grace he fell to number 8, you run into the podium and you're drafting Jalen Carter. But for right now, it's a pass.
Before we get to Smitty here, before the Jalen Carter news, you would have to trade up to get Carter. He wouldn't be there at 8, right, Alberto?
Facts. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, man.
Smitty, your thoughts on the Jalen Carter situation? Now he could. I mean, like you said, the fences are split now. He could slide back. Fans are saying don't take him. Fans are saying take him. What's your thoughts on it? You heard your homie there. I mean, what's your thoughts on it?
He absolutely right. And we talked about this 2 days ago. I don't care what splits there. At the end of the day, it's about winning football games and making your team better. He's still the best player in the draft, hands down. He's only 21 years old, so he's gonna make mistakes. He just didn't know that this mistake would cost somebody their life. But at the end of the day, it was not his fault. She got in the car driving impaired on her own wheel. This is why it pissed me off to the fullest that it came out right 30 minutes before he was about to take the field and start doing his interviews and things.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the end of the day, I hope he learns from it. And his draft stock may take a hit, but he's not going to fall outside the top 5. If I'm Atlanta, I'm looking at Jalen Carter moving up, doing whatever to get him because he's one of those game-changing type people like an Aaron Donald or someone of that nature. Warren Sapp, somebody that Grady needs. Now he gets there with Grady Jarrett. We know he's going to, wreck it. He's going to be Grady Jarrett's replacement as well. If they don't have a good season, Grady Jarrett could be moved. Jalen Carter is still here. And you're looking at a positive future with Jalen Carter, AJ Terrell, and whomever else is on that defense. So, to be honest, I think they really don't have a choice but to go at the board to get him. They don't have an excuse.
I know you say you agree with Berto too as well. Do you see the same thing about the organization having that zero tolerance for off the field issues, and something like this could create media attention that they do not want? They just want to play football.
I agree with not wanting the media attention, but this is where your veterans in the locker room come in. If you had the right veterans in the locker room to help this guy along, the media, the PR nightmare will go away. It's just that simple. It's happened with some of the best players to ever play the game. Look at Lawrence Taylor, Micah Irvin. I wouldn't trust those guys around a bottle of baby powder, but they still found a way to play for 15, 16 years.
Oh man!
So, you wouldn't trust him around a bottle of baby powder?
Yeah, hey, that's an acronym. You already
take you out to the golf course.
You already know what I'm talking about.
Oh man!
I feel you, brother.
And if I need to break it down a little bit more, I say baking soda. So,
yeah.
Bodie 3000, Jalen Carter, man. It's a big topic for a lot of Falcon fans and a lot of Dukes. It's a big topic for us here on the show tonight. Just your thoughts on that going to the draft right here, Bodie. We're playing GM for just a couple minutes. If he's on the board at 8, if you didn't make an attempt to trade up to even try to go get him, he just slides back. If you know behind the scenes that he's going to slide back to 8, which Berto, I think you might know this. Some GMs know closer to draft day how it's going to look.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
And this is shit that sometimes we don't know because we over here just tapping and tweeting away.
Right.
Yeah,
But behind the scenes, they can kind of see how things could play out. Could be some shakeups, but they can kind of see certain things. Yeah. So, Bodie, if he does slide to 8, you didn't trade up. You taking that?
All right.
You taking Jalen Carter?
All right. Leaving my Georgia bias out this shit, okay?
I mean,
literally, this man. I mean, Smitty, you hit it on the head. This man is the best prospect in this draft, bar none.
Mhm.
Slides to 8. You before they even effing say the fucking name at 7, you had a paper ready. Okay, you go get this man. I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. I mean, it might be controversial, but like, the Falcons, we don't take risks. We don't go get those players that that's troubled and all that stuff. That might have been our detriment because there's a lot of troubled players that are just fucking talented. Okay, and we just let them go. And they went to other teams and they got drafted in the 4th, 5th round and they fucking showed out.
Yeah.
I'm not saying having a damn prisoners running around here and running an asylum, but I am saying, talent, you trying to win football games. You trying to win. This is just one instance right here with Jalen Carter that he's a damn baby. Okay. He made a mistake. He knows what to do. He knows what not to do. My guy. Yeah, what's up, Big Low? He made a mistake. I did a lot of stupid shit when I was 21 too. But you do not crucify this guy, this young man, for something like this. You just don't. He's gonna come in this league, and more than likely, he's gonna fuck shit up, and he's going to make his money back. He might lose the millions,
Right.
make them shits right
Yeah, he's
back.
gonna make back. Yeah.
Okay,
That's true.
I promise you. If he keep his head on the straight and narrow, he ain't veering off the path. I promise you. This guy is almost. I would think out of the odds to be a boom in this draft, he is probably the highest odds to be a boom in this damn draft. So, shit,
we all agree.
risk. Yeah.
Because I ain't going to put my comments in there. I can go on for 10, 15, 20 minutes. I'll start with Georgia first before I even get to Jalen Carter. We're diehard Georgia fans over here. So please do not really get me started. But we all agree. I think thumbs up. Jalen Carter would be a perfect fit here in Atlanta if the Falcons decide to draft him. We all agree?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's move on to another name. And this name has been going across the chats and across the Twitter boards, and it's going crazy. And we ain't going. It ain't the running back.
Twitter.
It ain't the running back. It ain't the running back.
Oh God.
We're talking about a quarterback here.
I already know where this going.
Here we go. C.J. Stroud.
Oh,
left. See
now it's supposed to be 30 minutes, y'all, on the podcast. We're trying to do the best we can. We talked to the wives, and they was like, "You gonna end this shit on this time?"
No. We talking.
What's gonna happen?
We got guests. We got guests. We talking tonight. Don't y'all.
I got you.
how long y'all been married?
Man, me and Bodie are like brothers, dog. For real, it's
really
so
like, hey
complicated
man,
comparison, bro.
I ain't be on that much longer.
Man, we getting ready to go rolling loud in the next couple of months, dog. Like,
Dang, that's dope.
Like it's
so
tight. Like how cool me and Bodie. Funny thing about it is, I was beating Bodie's ass in Madden a couple years ago. I didn't even know who he was. I was just sending him messages like, "Dog, we got to play." He was like, "What do you want to play?" Like, "All right, bet we in the league." Bust your head, boy, Berto. Bust his head.
I'm glad you threw that one at me.
This man is ass.
And then when he joined the chat, I was like, "I don't know this cat." Oh snap! I used to play him in Madden too.
He ass, y'all. Don't let him fool you.
Just good like that. C.J. Stroud. Smitty, 11 years for me too as well, bro.
Oh yeah, since 2017 for me. So that's what 6 years.
Yeah, I'm almost at 19.
There you go, man.
That's big.
This is great. Man. This is great right here because you're hearing it from content creators who have families too. I mean, we have things that we have to take care of every single day. I'm sure some of us would love to be following the Falcons 24/7, footstep in Flowery Branch. But at the end of the day, family comes first. I mean,
no doubt about it.
No doubt about that, man.
Let's get to CJ.
Oof.
Bodie?
Yeah.
Should I go Jack Bayless here? Or I promise I wouldn't do Jack Bayless.
I want to hear it.
Is my new
Jack Bayless
apparently
because
I went off yesterday in our group
what
chat.
You got to say. Go ahead, please.
I'm not moving up to get CJ Stroud.
Thank God somebody
Eric
got
Parker.
some sense.
I'm sorry, Eric Parker. You're my homie, dog. I've known you for years, but I'm not moving up to get CJ Stroud. I'm not. I think if you're not going to ride with Ritter, you still have another alternative, and it doesn't mean to move up and get CJ Stroud.
And what's that alternative?
Stroud, but would you move up for any of these quarterbacks?
Absolutely not.
No
way.
Don't forget, man. Next
What y'all
year,
don't understand.
in next year's draft, they're going to hype up more quarterbacks in the top 10. They're going to hype up Rattler. They're going to hype up the kid from North Carolina. They're going to hype up the kid from Houston or wherever that kid, the kid from Texas, wherever his name is, Texas. I don't want to say that you can find a CJ Stroud next year, but you're going to find a quarterback at some point in time if Desmond Ridder is not your guy. If it's Lamar, we'll find out this week.
Yep.
Smitty.
Y'all already know. I'm finna
Smitty.
go.
That's why I went to you. Smitty.
Hey.
Oh man.
Hey.
I mentioned his name. I went to you. Smitty.
Go for
I'm
it.
gonna give you your floor in a minute.
Hey, you already know.
There's different routes you can go if it's not Desmond. And for me, as a fan, I don't want to see the Falcons trade up to go get CJ Stroud. That's just my opinion. Berto, CJ Stroud. Yeah, I went to you. CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Bodie, you're at the Bodie, and then we'll save the floor for Smitty because after Smitty's answer, I'm gonna ask him the Lamar question. But Berto, floor is yours. CJ Stroud. He's a phenomenal player. I'm not in no position to say that he's bad. No, he's a great player. What he did in college and what he can do in the NFL. Perfect. All right, cool. But for right now, as a fan, I'm not going with that. Berto, your thoughts? CJ Stroud.
Yeah, not for number one. That's way too rich. I mean, we can go ahead and flip those assets and get a certain somebody that I'm sure we're going to touch on later on. And we're going to do all that. CJ Stroud, like you mentioned, man, all the above. Athleticism, great college pedigree. Came from a pro-ready style offense. So you kind of got the feeling he's like plug and play, so to say, in the NFL right now. Just not for me, man. He's got great intangibles. I can't see the Falcons wasting that much capital to go up there. And by the way, have you heard the compensation that the Bears want for that number one pick? It's just it's out of this league, man. Not for Stroud,
those
man.
watching. Do you have it for us? Do you know what the Bears want?
It's a 1 and a 2 this year, a 1 in 2024, and I believe a 1 in 2025.
2025, yeah. So you're giving up the house.
Yeah, smoking drugs
for real.
Do you know? I just want to say.
Bodie?
Do you
back?
Do y'all know anybody?
I think you muted. I think you got muted right there.
You did.
Oh, can you hear me?
No, you good now.
Okay, all right. I said,
you can't use Boost Mobile. You can't use Boost Mobile for the line.
Man, you the one got McDonald's Wi-Fi. That's why you looking blurry right now. Anyway,
they closed. So
this is clearly
we gave up for
AT&T
fiber.
AT&T garbage. Do you know what we gave up for Vic in get to number 1? 5. Do anybody?
Was it
Vic?
Tim Dwight? It was Tim Dwight. He was a player that was given up.
Yeah.
And 2 number 1s.
Yeah, we gave up
like that.
We gave up 3 1s, Tim Dwight, and Tim Dwight and a 3rd rounder.
I don't even think it was 3 1s. I think it was just 1-1. I think we swapped, and then they asked for these players. Let me get the hold on. Let me get it. I had it up. It damn disappeared.
As you're searching for that, Google this. Go ahead, buddy.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. Talk.
Smitty, your thoughts on CJ Stroud? We'll get back to you about the Lamar Jackson situation, but your thoughts on CJ Stroud as Bodie's getting this information here.
I love CJ Stroud as a quarterback, prototypical size, nice arm, great leader. But at the end of the day, I don't think. I think he needs to go to a system that's a little bit more wide open. I mean, run heavy system help quarterbacks, but it's used for quarterbacks that can use their legs. CJ Stroud can use his legs, but he's a little bit more comfortable inside the pocket more than he is running. And moving up the board, I couldn't see myself doing it. We can get this guy from Baltimore for much cheaper than any young quarterback in this draft. And to be honest, you have another pro-style quarterback who's probably going to go in bottom of the 2nd, top of the 3rd, and Hendon Hooker from Tennessee. So if you're going to go rookie quarterback, you can't get one of those guys. Just wait to day 2 and get your backup quarterback.
Is anybody concerned with like Ohio State in the past? People they talk about Ohio State not being good developing quarterbacks. I mean, some of their quarterbacks that went into the NFL, Justin Fields,
yeah.
I mean, Cardale Jones. I mean, some of the players didn't have solid NFL careers. So people's talking about Ohio State quarterbacks just not being the school to to develop quarterbacks. I mean, they got some phenomenal talent that came out of Ohio State. But is anybody worried about that with CJ Stroud, or is that just a a myth that just people.
No, like I said, point
Nah.
blank, it all boils down to the type of system that they get to. If they end up in the wrong system, they're not gonna last. One quarterback from Ohio State that a lot of people don't realize had a pretty decent career was Troy Smith. When he went to San Francisco, they put him in the right system and he flourished. And he wasn't that big.
Yeah.
Bodie?
You don't know Joe Burrow went there too.
Burrow.
For those that don't know. I mean, he didn't really play like that, but that's a nugget too. Yeah, so the Falcons gave up in 2001. All they gave up was their 5th overall pick, their 3rd round pick for that draft, their 2nd for the next year in Tim Dwight.
Okay.
That was it.
That was it.
That's it. That's cheap as fuck. That's nothing.
God.
Those years.
Damn, look what inflation done got us today.
Right?
Who would the Tim Dwight be on our
3
team now that you
ones,
give up?
a
I don't want to just throw that out there
2,
to like
Man.
hurt a player's
Say that again?
feelings, but who would be the Tim
And they
Dwight
gave
now
up
that you give
3 times that for Julio.
Boy.
Yeah.
Boy.
I'll say Jalen Hawkins would be one. You can say that. All right, Hawkins.
Inflation.
There you go.
Bernhardt.
Bernhardt. All right.
Yeah.
I see where this is going.
All right. Get to the next.
Lamar. We're gonna find out this week what's going on. News is being, I guess, it's coming out this week today. Jeremy Fowler, ESPN, a couple other people has been tweeting it about the non-exclusive franchise tag, which would allow teams to make offers for Lamar, and then the Ravens can match or not match. Smitty, we saw the video. Your thoughts on Lamar Jackson in Atlanta?
I want to give a shout out to my boy Alberto because we've been talking about this for 6 months. 6 months. We had a text for this, and me and Berto, we don't give a damn what we talk about. If it's on our mind, it's up there. It's gonna come out.
It's up there.
But the reason why this made so much sense was because he won the MVP in 2019, could have got a contract extension in 2021. Top paid quarterback. The more quarterbacks got paid, like Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, and still no Lamar Jackson. You trade for Roquan Smith and you get him $100 million. When that's money that you're supposed to give Lamar Jackson. Right, been on the wall for 2 years.
Right.
So now they're just dragging it out. And the reason why they're trying to make it sound good is because they don't want a PR nightmare, as I always talk about.
You're gonna get a PR nightmare this week, though.
Yeah,
but it's their fault.
100%.
The most they're offering him, and Lamar Jackson's cap, they put it out there, was $133 million. That's a slap in the face. The other 4 quarterbacks I just named, have any of them ever won MVP?
As a Falcon
when the Ravens,
fan, go ahead.
When Ozzie Smith stepped down, there went Lamar Jackson days in Baltimore. And the reason why I say that, when they drafted him back in 2018, Ozzie Newsome begged them people to draft Lamar Jackson. That's the only reason why he ended up there. If he didn't go to Baltimore, he probably falls to about the 3rd or 4th round. So when Ozzie Newsome left, there went his leverage for a contract. No matter if he got an agent or not. If you have somebody in your corner in the organization that's going to vouch for you, especially somebody in the front office, 9 times out of 10, the owner going to listen. So now, since their general manager is gone, and the one they got now is a butthole, that's pretty much why we're at where we're at. So if Lamar Jackson can come here, and he's going to stay healthy, people keep talking about he's injury prone. Why are you going to say that when you see the offense that he's running is a high school offense, when the offensive coordinator chooses to use his legs more than his arm? Look at what he did in Louisville, Heisman Trophy year. Heisman Trophy year, over 4,000 yards, over 30 touchdown passes. Year before that, over 4,000 yards, over 30 touchdown passes. So what in the world are we thinking?
I caught him right there. He said, "What in the world?" I had to hit him with the bow real quick. Shout out to country. Smitty, so you're for Lamar in Atlanta if it comes out to this week that the Ravens, they can't sign him and team's going to be calling. Are you okay with the Falcons bringing him to Atlanta?
Oh, no doubt about it. 2 first-round picks. That's a steal for an MVP player. 26 years old. He still got at least 10 years to play football. No matter if he's a running quarterback, no matter if he's a pocket passer, he's going to find a way to play 10 more years in this league. So you give him a contract, the money that he wants, 5 to 6 years, that's going to put him over 30. He comes back if he wants to, less money. And like I tell people, man, y'all got to realize this. When one superstar comes, another's going to follow.
Bingo.
So if Lamar Jackson comes, just think about it. I'm hearing the Seattle Seahawks may cut Jamal Adams. You think about guys like Odell Beckham, who hadn't played in 2 years, itching to get back on the football field. A city like Atlanta, the Black Hollywood of the South, you're going to draw in more players. You talk about Trey Young with the Hawks, he's another superstar. You talk about Ronald Acuna Jr., he's another superstar with the Braves. So they're getting their talent more and more every year. So now it's time for the Falcons to get that player to draw in more players. And Lamar Jackson is that guy. I'm telling y'all. And think about it. They can spend a boatload of money on Lamar Jackson if he comes here. Think about if, let's say, they can find a way to move back up in the first round and get a talented pass rusher that we need. And then you have one coming in free agency because of Lamar Jackson. What did that tell you? This team is finna start growing. It's just going to be year after year, more and more talent. Only thing they have to do is the coach has to keep the players in line. Keep coaching his team up to be a championship caliber team. And that Lamar Jackson trade will pay off in 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, and
I don't have an Emmy for your performance, but you deserve an Emmy for that. That was I almost cried honestly just listening to that right there. I'm a diehard Falcons fan, and Bodie's a diehard Falcons fan. Everybody else here is a diehard Falcons fan. The Lamar talk is going to keep going. We're going to hear about it this week. Bodie, what you had to say? Because I got something else to say too right here. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me piggyback off of what he was saying. It's just when Lamar get here, he walking in the door with 10 wins. That's a 10-win player.
Is that the Louis that Deion Sanders is talking about? Is that the
Louis?
Louis?
The shit. That's Louis. That's Gucci. That's all that shit.
That's all that.
Let's be real. I mean, yeah, we think about the money, the free agents and stuff like that, and going back to cap hell. That's what we're hearing. But how many MVPs turn up on the market at 26 years old?
0 to none.
That shit never happens. Facts. So you got to think about it on that aspect too. I'm not saying this is what I want or whatever. I'm with whatever and just see how everything plays out. But this is a once in a damn lifetime almost ordeal here. To get an MVP at a young age to come to your team, bring in 10 wins, and have motherfuckers sign veteran minimums just to come help win, because it's just exciting here in Atlanta. Exactly. You know, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen.
Offensive coordinator is definitely big. We mentioned it earlier. To see Lamar come here to Atlanta, it definitely would change his style of how he plays. He wasn't using his arm much, even though he has some solid stats in Baltimore. He was a running quarterback. Everywhere you go, run, all over the place.
Yeah.
I will say that
the runs are efficient runs. He just not, we had Mariota who let's look. You put their numbers close by before he got hurt. I guess they were close. Okay. But he had efficient runs. Like he was smart. Lamar was smart with it. My guy ran when he needed to run. He just athlete out this world. He's just different. You just that it factor. You just don't have that shit. That shit don't pop up like that. Okay. And when you can get a superstar 26 years old in the middle of the season for, like you said, 2 first round picks, folks will flock here. Like the damn Eagles, when effing Hurts was playing MVP level, you see they signed 2 free agents in the middle of the season. Somebody else too.
They stacked
Linvia Joseph.
Joseph. Dudes just signing because they knew they was going to the Super Bowl.
They tried to buy the Super Bowl.
You will get pretty good players to come sign with you to try to help the team. I mean, that's just that. Okay, so I mean, these opportunities are goddamn dime a dozen.
Yeah, man.
Does
like it for-
signing Lamar with this contract, if people talk about, does it put you at risk to lose some of your star players?
No.
AJ Terrell, Chris Lindstrom, you have to make some deals for them too as well. Grady Jarrett, like you said, Smitty, this could be a season where if we don't perform well, Grady could be out the door too as well.
Right.
I mean, it's there. As you can see it right there in the numbers. So it's possible. But for me, diehard Falcon fan, I'm rocking with whatever the organization does. But I'm also listening and reading between the lines of you haven't named Ritter your starter.
Yeah.
That's a key. That's
and
very key.
If you would have
That's on
named Ritter
purpose.
your starter, we can get past this and keep moving. If you don't land Lamar this week, then you go to your next alternative, which would be either your draft. I think Smitty mentioned it, moving up in the second round or getting the quarterback in the second round. I wouldn't waste the pick on Stroud, or you can go get your backup through free agency.
Right.
But it sucks to know that you haven't named Ritter your starter. The news came out about Lamar, and you are probably one of the teams who's going to pick up the phone and call him this week. It's a flashy city to go to. Lamar is that guy. He fits the city. He's going to put butts in seats. And that's the only reason why I'm getting closer to this day. And it's exciting to see the offseason for the Falcons. But then you're looking at the position of the quarterback and you're like, they honestly can pick up the phone and call Baltimore this week.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And we
They
know
could.
this as Falcon fans, and some will try to deny it, but I have to be real. I can see them picking up the phone and calling. I also see the Titans, possibly, the Seahawks, possibly, the Commanders, possibly. For some strange reason, the Jets, for some strange reason. I don't know. But there's other teams out there who's going to definitely be speaking with Baltimore. Anybody here worried about the contract?
Nope.
If there was to land Lamar?
Not at all.
Nah.
And the reason why I say no is because salary cap grows every year. You can always come back and restructure their contract. And every year that number gets lower because the salary cap will go up $10 to $12 million every year. By the time you're in the fourth or fifth year, that $50 million contract, $50 million contract gonna be more like 25. So no, don't worry about it at all.
That's true.
You can always redo that contract every year if you play. You can always restructure that contract that year.
Yep. I've seen folks move salary over to bonuses and clear out money.
Whole rated bonuses signed right there. Here's your chunk of change right up front. Lowers the cap for that year. You get your player that you want, man. That's out there. So I'm not worried about that contract at all. Man.
Before we get back to draft and combine, I do have to ask this question: Is are we? I know we were rocking with the organization. If they decide it's not Lamar and they decide to make the news that it's going to be Ritter, the starting quarterback, are we comfortable with that?
I'm comfortable with that as long as we put the right pieces around him to succeed. So that means shoring up that O-line. We've had a problem at left guard since Andy Levitre back Super Bowl run. It's been a revolving door at that left guard position. So we definitely need something rock steady there that can definitely, solidify that interior. Caleb McGarry's a free agent. Sure, there's plenty of dogs in the draft that could come in and replace him, and one of them being Broderick Jones. So I'm not really too concerned about that. But
I don't mean
I
don't mean to cut y'all out, but I got to get on the road right quick. I'll be at home in about 20 minutes.
Okay.
So if y'all still on, I'll jump back on.
We should be finished by then, but we're going to bring you guys back on the show because we wanted to go over draft. We got a couple more things. Berto, you can stand for about 5 more minutes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I know he can.
Lock in.
I know he's going to represent you well, Smitty. We're going to get you guys back on together because we have a free agent show coming up. We want to find out some more. Plus, closer to the draft, we got to pick y'all brains and find out what's going on. But Smitty, I appreciate
no doubt,
taking the time out of your day to come on the show and give us your thoughts about what's going on with the Atlanta Falcons. And regardless of Jackson or Ritter, you'll be there.
If y'all available tomorrow night at 8 p.m., we'll be on talking quarterbacks. 8 p.m. If y'all can just stop through for a second, that'll be fine. But we're going to have fun and we're going to have a ball, man. So if y'all can come through and just chat with us for a second.
Oh, yeah. I actually do my best to try to get there. I know I have esports tomorrow, but I'll do my best. But go ahead, Smitty.
But again, man, thank y'all for inviting me on. I truly appreciate it. Y'all can find me on Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube, man. I'm pushing close to 8,000 subscribers. Help me get there, and I'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace out.
All right, Smitty.
Shout out to Smitty's Sports Machine,
My dog.
who took the time out of his day to come over here on One Time for the Fan to let us know his thoughts about the Atlanta Falcons. He talked to us about Lamar, talked to us about Jalen Carter, and of course, you can hear more about Smitty's Sports Machine over there on his channel too as well. So shout out to what he got going on over there. He'll be back on the show later on this season on One Time for the Fan. Berto's going to be here just for a couple more minutes.
Yes, sir.
While we talk about some draft. The chat is going crazy because we went over the Lamar situation. And chat, I understand. We have to talk about the Lamar situation. We're not doing it to piss anybody off. Nah. We're not doing it to make you mad. We're not doing it to ruffle no feathers.
This is real. This is real. Either or can happen.
Either or.
Either or.
Folks got to understand, man, while there's still a need at that position, we're going to be linked to every possible quarterback that's going to be out there. Whether that be David Carr, Ryan Tannehill, possibly, Jimmy G. All these guys, they're gonna be.
Why are you not linked to Aaron Rodgers?
Man,
you're hearing the Jets. Yeah. I've heard Carolina. I've heard Vegas. Why wouldn't a name like the Falcons? How does the media? I'm not going to throw. I mean, it's a random question. How does the media select who's doing what? Because you're looking at it like, well, why would the Falcons be in on a guy like Aaron Rodgers?
You know, maybe the organization is unknowingly, but I think that's more of like a credible inside source on Aaron's camp, leaking that shit out. Just be like, hey, you know, he prefers the Jets over this, over that.
Remember Aaron said on the podcast, like whose camp? He said he's by himself now. Remember what he said? He said, whose camp? He got mad at, I think, Rappaport the other day. He was like, you guys don't know nothing. I'm by myself. I was in the dark hole for like 30 years.
Yeah.
Like,
he was in a rabbit hole.
Yeah. But
so I think it boils down to things like that, situations like that. You know, who's letting out, or you know, who knows? It might be even him. Who the hell knows? This guy's a complete weirdo now, man. So we don't know what the hell he's doing, man.
Falcon fans, the chat's going crazy, and I know how it is when we talk Falcons football with special guests. If we go to the chat, what we have to do with the segments, it could go for 3-4 hours, and we're not trying to hit it here. We're about to hit that 1 hour and a half mark. We got like 15 more minutes. You good for 15 more?
Oh man, I'm good. Let's go. Keep going.
Perfect. Bodie, we should be good for this. We got to sit up there rolling out in the next couple of months for about 7 hours and just listen to people just.
And let me check my
profanity for the next couple of years.
Let me.
But for me as a Falcon fan, and this for everybody who listened to what Smitty said and Berto and Bodie here about with Lamar Jackson, we're for the organization,
right?
I think Berto, you can agree.
Oh, absolutely.
Whoever is starting at quarterback week 1, we're going to talk about it. We're going to grade his performance because we're podcasters. And we're going to probably be at the game too as well, or watching the game somewhere with our Falcons colors on, because it's all about winning.
Right.
Absolutely.
There's no shade thrown to Ritter when we mention Lamar Jackson. There's no shade thrown to Jackson when we mention Ritter. As fans, we all want to see certain things. Shout out to Kiara, who's in the chat here saying, Lamar's finna guard the receivers. Lamar's finna get to the quarterback.
She's amazing, man. She has great thoughts and opinions always, man.
Hey,
I understand where Falcons philosophy's lying right now when it comes to defense and help the offensive line, and let's put some pieces, like you said, Berto, put some pieces around Ritter if you're going to keep him. At the end of the day, the news of Lamar Jackson is in the Falcons camp, and we're hearing it.
And he gives us the most. I'm sorry. He gives us the most viable chance to win right now, man. We haven't had a winning season in since 2017. So it's been 5 or 6 years. We've been in this rabbit hole, so to say, of just dark times and losing seasons and stuff like that. As a fan, as a diehard fan, I'm tired of it, man. I need to be talked about. I want to see us on NFL Network, ESPN, talked about as that team, as that potential threat going deep into the playoffs. It's just our time. I just feel like right now, while the NFC South is in a weak state as it is, if we can go and get a premium quarterback like LJ, I'm all for it, man. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, is winning games, man. And I'm sure to a certain degree, Arthur Blank feels the same way. You know, he's probably tired of seeing, the opposing team come into the Benz and outrooting our own fans. So that right there, that's embarrassing in its own self. So a guy like Lamar, man, he's going to put butts in seats regardless. Regardless of what the matchup is, man, it's going to be a packed house no matter what.
I will say, I've been to the Benz a lot. I've every game damn near. And I know seeing a player like Lamar Jackson will put some butts in some seats. And I'm talking about majority of the station is going to be all Falcons fans, majority of the stadium. For that, If it's Ritter, you haven't seen the merch really fly off the shelf. Once you name Ritter the starter, the Ritter jerseys are flying off the shelves. You haven't named him the starter.
Right.
So because you haven't done that now you're in a position of who's going to be our guy. And that's what just worries me this week with the quarterback position. Are they going to give Ritter that shot? Are they going to give it Lamar Jackson? Next thing you know, they signed Jimmy G. Like, what the hell? Where the hell did Jimmy G come from? We don't know. We don't know. But as a Falcons fan, it's exciting. It's truly exciting.
But don't be surprised if that Jimmy G name does pop in here in Atlanta, man. Only based off the similar things that Kyle Shanahan and Arthur Smith do in the offense.
And
and exactly. And Dave Ragone. It's a possibility, man. It's a possibility for sure.
We'll get to one comment before we get to the next segment here. I just feel like folks want Lamar here simply for excitement because he's an MVP, but how many playoffs he won? And the Ravens have a top defense.
He's 1-4 in the playoffs.
Yeah,
you can credit that to the offense.
The damn Chiefs and
Are you comfortable with Bodie? The I need money on the Twitter page and the not flying to the playoff game with your team. You're the star quarterback. Was that like just are these just shots to your organization? Like, I'm done. Don't want to be here. The Instagram post the day after the Super Bowl. Like, is that something that, do you want that here in Atlanta, Bodie? I mean, is the character something that concerns you? Or is it just, hey, man, this guy's a great player, bro. He's going to win some games and he's going to put some butts in some seats.
I mean, of course, I mean, you always worry about character issues, but let's be real. Like, how many, like I said before, how many talents you get that's available like this, you can't hide from that. You can't run from that. You be doing the team, you be doing all of us a disservice. I'm totally with Kiara with possibly, filling out the team and stuff like that. That's more ideal. We got defensive holes, we got offensive line holes, we got holes in different area codes. But
how about to get? I was just getting ready to say that. I'm about to do the beat too.
I knew you was gonna get out of my head. But we got a lot of holes on our team. It's just I get that feeling. But we're not gonna sign you can't win without some kind of coach. I mean, some kind of star, some kind of jolt. You need a shot in the ass. Like, that's what the great teams have, a shot in the ass. Fucking Mahomes is a shot in the ass. Okay. There's a special generational shot in the ass. That shit had you fucking running like you just like them good drugs. Like the same good drugs he had in the Super Bowl. But that's here there. Yeah, I mean, every good team has a shot in the ass. I wouldn't call. I mean, the Cowboys, they just got talent everywhere, and not only superstars everywhere. I mean, they just got that. You can't win without superstars. You just cannot. Okay, and we know he's a superstar. We don't know how we're looking for superstars in the draft. We hope we get one or several, but it's not a guarantee. And Lamar is a guaranteed superstar right now. So that's my case for him.
So let's get to it here. We got a couple more minutes before we wrap it up. Go back to the draft. And then mentioning the Cowboys, it just made me think about the time when I went there last year to the game. And
I got stomped.
I just want to say I'm glad Six Flags is one exit away. Because if you've been there in AT&T Stadium and have been disappointed, Six Flags is one exit away. And if you leave early enough, you can catch all the rides before 6 o'clock, before they close on Sunday. So I'm going to let you guys know.
Somebody knows.
That was a tough game. That was a tough game. And those fans didn't make it better either. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Jerry overpacks that house, number one. He definitely oversells the tickets. There was way more than 90-something thousand people there. There had to be at least 500,000 people in that building. But once again, the Jerry world. Going back to the draft. Alberto.
Yes.
If you don't go after Lamar, if you don't waste your picks, if you're good and you're settled and you're ready to go draft night, let's get to day 2. Any other names that Falcons fans need to be looking at? Because everybody's so stuck on Luke Van Ness. They're stuck on Devin Witherspoon. They're stuck on Christian Gonzalez, CJ Stroud, the kid from Clemson, the wide receiver from TCU. But they're not looking at day 2 and day 3. And I think the Draft Network did a great job covering everything, all the stats and measurements and everything at the Combine. The Draft Network. Shout out to them. Who are some day 2, day 3 people that the Falcons fans need to be looking at? Like, oh, snap. Alberto been talking about this guy for a minute now.
Man.
Please put us on some game.
Oh, yeah. Staying with cornerbacks. Catrell Clark out of Louisville, 5'10" corner, 188 pounds. I think he had like 7 pass breakups this year. Very short. By stature, he's short by stature, and by NFL means at a cornerback position, because now we're used to seeing these long, lean 6'1", 6'2" guys. These Dan Quinn prototypical type Dan Quinn corners like we use
Christian Gonzalez too as well.
Fast and physical.
Christian Gonzalez is the dog, and might I add, if we stay at 8, that's the guy right there, bar none. Bar none.
If I talk about this, we're gonna go over an hour and a half.
Boy.
Jack Bayless, go ahead, bro.
None. But yeah,
Look at
Catrell Clark, as a pick, second round, absolutely. Talk about the intangibles. Talk about the ball skills. Talk about the great fluidity that he has in his hips to just turn around and match speed for speed with players. That's one guy. This is a tongue twister, but Adetomwe Adebawora, defensive tackle, defensive end out of Northwestern.
Double A.
Another guy. Yes, sir. Double A.
Double A. See, I don't butcher names. I just give him a nickname. That's Double A, just like 92 on the Falcons.
Man, I had this kid, Aaron, man. Shouts out to Aaron, man. He was like, Albert, I need you to butcher this name for me. Man, I'm going to get this darn name. And a lot of Google Translate, and I got it, though. But I got it. That's one kid. Man, you want to talk about stout? This kid is the definition of stout. 6'2", 294 pounds. Northwestern used him as a movable chess piece in that front line. They have him listed as defensive end, but this is a kid that would have no problem sliding right next to Grady and playing, a 5 technique, inside or anything like that, and just wreck hell. That's one guy. I'll give you another sleeper. Sam Laporta, tight end out of Iowa, man. He turned some head at this combine over here too. Go ahead.
To get back to Double A, I know you're talking about sliding inside. That's similar to what they tried to do with Kaminsky. It was a different coaching staff. Kaminsky was on the edge, tried to slide him inside next to Grady. Didn't work out well. Is Double A player that Falcons fans can say, whoa, this guy can play different techniques? He's a movable piece in this defense. Is this something that we can look at?
I think so. And you know what? Even if they elected to keep him outside, kind of, give him what Marlon Davidson should have filled in as a role for us on the outside. I think he can do wonders on the outside too, and he just so happened to be as talented enough to kick inside and wreck hell too. So either one of them, I think he'll have tremendous success. Either position, either way the Falcons decide to rock with. But another guy, like I mentioned, Sam Laporta, tight end, in that round 2 to 3. He's a sleeper pick as far as a tight end. But another guy, when are we talking round 2 to 3, round 4, maybe Zach Chibane from UCLA. Running back, 6 foot, did some great things at UCLA. Could definitely come in and spell Tyler Algier and certain run plays and stuff like that. Because truth be told, man, the Falcons do need another running back. We all know Cordell Patterson's there, but Cordell Patterson's getting up in age, and we've seen back-to-back years, man, he's worn down the stretch. So we need something. We need a little bit more consistency out of that. We do have Huntley, but Huntley's injury is probably going to prevent him from playing, at the start of the year. He's probably going to be more at the end of the year. That Achilles tear is something hard to come back from.
Damian Williams also, he's out the door too as well. Avery Williams is listed as a running back, but he's a flex piece that you're putting in maybe on 2nd and 7 or something like that. He's not a premier guy that you're going to keep back there, but on kick return and punt return, he's good for special teams. So they have him listed as a running back. Now you are saying a piece to look at is the running back from UCLA.
Yes.
Have we looked into anything about Darnell Washington? You talked about a tight end.
Yes.
Darnell Washington, if he's there in the 2nd round, I think Georgia fans and Falcon fans now. Oh my God! Here's the tough part: you select Carter at 1 in the 1st round. Let's just say it happens. Are you going to get Darnell Washington if he's there at 2? You need a tight end too.
You do.
Parker Hesse's not the tight end too.
Oh man, and shout out to Smitty. He just left, but that's Smitty's guy, Parker Hesse. He's gonna kill me for saying that. But now, truth be told, man, it would be a luxury of a pick at the moment. We do have John Fitzpatrick that we drafted from Georgia last year, and he's more of that what Darnell Washington will play in a role right now as a inline blocker, in a receiving threat. Darnell Washington pairing him with Kyle Pitts, man, it could wreck offenses, defenses. Oh my God.
What?
That one-handed catch, man, might have just elevated him into the late 1st round. Who knows?
Posted it one-handed, Bodie, like Big Jordan poster, bro. The ball going back, like
that's a big dude.
Bro.
Yeah, man. They could throw it to the top of the bends, man. He's up there getting it. He just has that type of wingspan, man. The guy's unbelievable. Now, like you asked, in round 2, possibly. I think we could go a different route. It's pass on Darnell Washington for right now with that. In round 2, I would seek other services other than tight end right now. I think with Michael Pruitt potentially coming back, he fills a need there too. And in a backup role, he came in, he filled in just right for Kyle Pitts. So I think we'll be good at tight end for now. But that guy Sam Laporta, if you want to look at day 2, day 3 value, he's a guy you might want to look at there.
Falcon fans, remember now we're giving some. This is like pregame thoughts about the draft because you still have the re-signing of some of these free agents coming up.
Yes.
You still have to go hit the free agency, and then you got to fill in your pieces. But what I feel good about with this team going forward, Berto and Bodie, when Terry mentioned that best player available, and I'm looking at what you need, there are so many names in this draft that's going to fit that BPA.
Man.
Yeah,
there are so many names in this draft. You're going to get a guy in the 3rd round who's going to hit the field under Ryan Nielsen's defense, or who's going to hit the field under this offense, and they're going to hit the ground running.
I'm telling you.
And I can't wait to get the training camp.
They're going to find them. They're going to find them.
I swear they find these gems. Troy Anderson is a doggone gem. Tyler Algier is a gem. Drake London.
Tyler Algier.
I ain't going to lie, but Desmond Ritter.
Yeah. Talk about it.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm all for whoever is starting the quarterback week 1. I keep telling y'all, I could be the quarterback week 1. Until draft night comes, I'm going to keep preaching this. I can throw 80 on the run.
No.
I got to see this, man.
No, hell
Are we
no.
talking Madden or are we talking real life?
We talking Madden
or we talking real life?
This man think he Bo Jackson in the Tecmo Bowl or something. Like,
I can throw 80 on the run. Shout out to Destroying. I need to go out there and do one of them destroying videos and show them my talent.
The only thing you gonna be destroying is your damn ACL. Stop it.
One-on-ones, I got you beat. One-on-ones, I got you beat. Don't let me run the 40.
This man gonna need a Tommy John surgery up here.
One time for the fans.
Man.
We can go on all day with this when it comes to talking Falcons football, and we haven't even really got to the free agent portion. That's why we're going to bring back Alberto, and we're going to bring back Smitty because we have a free agent show coming up too as well, where we're going to find out what is going on with the Falcons closer to these dates. And that's why we have content creators like Alberto and Smitty and so many other folks out here who's doing this, because there's something happening every day, whether it's inside the organization or outside the organization. But podcasters, content creators, we have to see it. We have to talk about it. We got to bring it to light. Once again, the Lamar Jackson talk was not to piss off people. I got the messages. I see them. It was just to talk about what we had to talk about. And there are fans in this chat right now who want Lamar. There are fans in this chat right now who don't want Lamar. So you guys are on both sides of the fence.
But we can't cheat you. Like, as Falcons commentators, as Berto, Jack, and me, and Smitty, we cannot cheat you on the content. We got to see both sides, because if this shit goes down and Lamar is here,
if Lamar is a Falcon, guess what? We're going live the day of, and we're going to talk about this. And guess what? Every single other podcaster, every NFL media, every blogger, they're all going to be talking about it.
It's going to be a lot of on YouTube, man.
And guess what we're going to say?
We got to talk.
Guess what? It's time to get to work, Falcons. That's what we're going to say here on this podcast, because it ain't going to be about, oh, no, don't bring them. It's going to be about, let's get to work. Terry made the move. We trust in Terry. Let's go ahead and get the damn work.
That's all we can do. As Falcons fans, that's all we can do is trust our GM.
Yep. Stand up dude too, man. Good guy. Good guy.
Alberto, before we get up out of here.
Yes, sir.
Kenny McIntosh, Muhammad, I ain't finna butcher that name. M.I.
Yep.
You know about these names?
Not the gentleman named Muhammad, but Kenny McIntosh could serve as a, that what we had before with Devontae Freeman, Tevin Coleman, something like that. You got a bruiser and Algier who fills a role like a Freeman, and then McIntosh could be that Coleman type. McIntosh, he's a one-cut guy, man. And truth be told, man, I think some of his assets could be used also on the outside, catching the ball out the backfield too. So, and a fourth rounder, third, fourth rounder, if he's available, I wouldn't be upset at all if the Falcons decided to take him, man. He lit up the combine with the what 4.4, 4.42?
4.4. And there's a lot of players who's lighting up the combine in the 40 times and some of these cone drills and everything. I think Anthony Richardson is also working his way up the draft stock right now. And that's why we have these podcasts to tell y'all what's going on. Man. And I think we're going to have to do another one Wednesday, Bodie, because I got numbers from this combine. Kenny McIntosh is another. I think did he listing at 6 foot, 6'1"?
6 foot. Yeah.
Sometimes you just know a player when you want a player. I mean, Kenny McIntosh, go Dogs too as well.
Yeah.
You want some of these players on your team, and you want some of these pieces to be filled because you want to see the perfect team going forward. I think the Eagles, and I know they lost, I think they did a good job of filling some of their positions that was needed to go forward and get to the Super Bowl. I know they lost, but that team was stacked. You can Falcon fans, we're looking at hopefully getting over 30 plus sacks next year. I can see Falcons fans jumping off the roof if that happens. If you come away with 70 sacks in a season
in 1 year, oh my God! And let me drop this nugget. In 3 years, we've accumulated only 68 sacks, or so 63 to 68 sacks. Eagles did 70 in 1 year. Unbelievable, man. The blueprint's out there.
The blueprint is out there. I'd kill to get to that. I'd kill to get to that. So they better go watch that Eagles tape. They better do whatever the hell they got to do.
Yeah. No, they got great coaching over there, man. I credit a lot Tracy Rocker, who's the defensive line coach. He was here in Georgia at one point. He's a defensive line coach over there in Philly. That's one name under the radar name I was hoping Atlanta would seek for this defensive coordinator position. But I'm glad with who we got, Ryan Nielsen. I'm sure he's going to come in and ruffle some feathers and shake some shit up because he just looks like a cutthroat type guy. No nonsense type guy. So I'm sure that he's going to right this ship, man, from the gate.
He also resembles the uncle from Napoleon Dynamite. Remember the uncle?
Uncle Rico?
Rico? I put the side by side next to him, like when Rico was throwing the football.
Oh, man.
Ryan Nielsen, if you ever hear this, I'm sorry. This is not like
it's all love.
We don't bash you. It's all love here on One Time for the Fan. But you kind of look like Uncle Rico, cuz.
Oh, shoot, man.
Straight up.
Oh, man.
Remember people used to say John Gruden looks like Chucky? You couldn't get away from that. He's Chucky.
That's Chucky.
Yeah,
that's definitely
became synonymous.
You're gonna have people dressing up. Don't get no Halloween game this year. People dressing up like Uncle Rico, cuz, and they're sitting behind the bench.
Man. Hey, let me ask you all one question real quick.
Go ahead.
Hopefully I'm not going off topic. One dream free agent for you guys not named Lamar Jackson.
The Commanders already tagged him.
Okay, Devon Payne.
If you're going off another player, I tweeted it. Jesse Bates.
Okay.
Jesse Bates. And now there's other teams, Cleveland talking about they're in the mix, and Detroit talking about they're in the mix, and the Bears talking about they're in the mix. I'm like, where did y'all come from? This is Falcons football.
Thank you.
For
real, man.
Jesse Bates would be a player for me too as well. Another one, if I can name another one, Jalen Ramsey. But go ahead, buddy.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
At this point, the realistic dream free agent, I think we need to get young Draymond Jones in here. I like
Thank you.
Man, you've been talking to Draymond Jones for a while. If they sign this, man, you better get this man jersey. Plus, your last name is Jones.
Underrated. Plus, he in my family. But
this
man is underrated. Like, that's my dream free agent. I hope we get this guy. We got the money for it. So
I think he's had 32.5 sacks since he's been drafted. He's led all defensive tackles and pressures. The guy's a monster. He's a monster. It doesn't matter.
Hold on.
What are you doing?
I just texted Draymond Jones. He said he don't know you.
Oh, man.
Oh, damn. He don't know. He ain't got to know me. Just know these sacks. Come to Atlanta and know these sacks. That's all I want.
That's a difference maker right there. No, I got to agree with Bodie, man. Draymond Jones is definitely that guy, man. He's a difference maker. Pair him with Nielsen and what his philosophy, what Green's already doing and what he's going to continue to do.
Exactly.
Can't help but love it, man. Can't help but love
you
it.
Bring a very good player like that, it'll unlock so much more. It'll unlock AK-47. It'll unlock Malone. And we got the whisper. We got the D-line whisper. Like that's what that stanky dude and the Saints. He said that DN, that sorry motherfucker down there. He said that he is the D-line whisperer. Yeah. So I'm so excited for those young cats we drafted last year, and then we bring in a Draymond Jones to help, and then they'll unlock that. I'm telling you, get the D-line straight, everything will just fall like dominoes, and we'll be good.
I'm gonna give you two more names. If you gotta do mine real quick.
No, go ahead.
If it does happen, Khalil Mack would be an interesting get for
I tweeted
Atlanta.
it. I posted it. I posted it on the Falcons. Yeah, I posted it on the page today.
That would be amazing. 31
Chargers
years of
news
age.
came out.
I don't give a damn if he's 41.
Yeah,
Please
exactly.
bring this man.
That guy got so much left in the tank, man. He'll come over here and do wonders, man, for sure.
Absolutely.
And we're not exactly sure what we're doing at middle linebacker. Right now, there's somewhat of an influx. Rashaan Evans, even though he's a free agent, there's talk about, there's, mutual interest in him coming back.
Yes.
That leaves Troy Anderson, positionless at the moment because he's deemed to be the future at middle linebacker. I, for one, will love to see Troy Anderson on the outside and have him rush the pass rusher. 4.4 speed, man. Oh, my God.
Nielsen called Troy first.
Okay.
Called Troy, and he called Grady when he got signed to the Falcons.
When he got signed to the Falcons.
So whatever plan he has for Troy is ready.
Raw talent. Oh my God.
I had a name, and this linebacker fucking turned some heads at the combine. Trenton Simpson out of Clemson, man.
Yep.
He turned heads, and I said, damn. Wow, just looking at him, I'm like, man, you know something? That's our middle linebacker right there. If in the perfect world we can have it, he would be the guy. He would absolutely be the guy.
If you look at some of the stats from Nielsen with the defense down there in New Orleans, he loved blitzing the linebackers, and they were getting like 5, 6, 7 sacks.
Mario Davis led the team in sacks, I believe, last year.
I think the 2 linebackers, and then it was Cam after that led the teams as well. So this is good to know that we're going to be attacking on all different phases here when it comes to this new Falcons defense. Shout out to Ryan Nielsen and everybody who's going to be doing the best they can to make sure that the Falcons fans are going to be happy and the organization is going to be happy. It's time to start winning again.
Have to.
This season, getting to 500 3 times and then not getting over that hump was disappointing. But to know the money is here, the right pieces in the organization is here. You have a lot of star players. You have a beautiful city here in Atlanta where players would love to play. But once again, you got the money, so things can go down in the right way, and we can see a whole brand new side of Falcons football coming up here in the next couple of weeks and the next couple of months.
I can't wait, man.
Alberto,
yes, sir.
This has been great. Having this conversation tonight. I already know if we keep this thing recording, we're going to go back to John Abraham and doggone Patrick Kearney, and it's going to be back.
We could, man.
Can you give us some information on when we can catch your show, where we can follow you on social media, any shout outs that you got tonight, and the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, man. First and foremost, man, shout out to you guys, man. I appreciate the fact you guys allow me on the show, man. It's a true blessing, man. I'm up right now. You can find me on 95 North Falcons Talk Show on YouTube, on the RI Falcons on Twitter. I'm up to 550 subscribers on my platform. I'm trying to grow, as much as I could, man. It's hard, but I try to put out as much content as I could on a weekly basis. You can catch me every Tuesday live with Smitty and the Sports Machine. All topics are on the table, man. We're not shy. We're not afraid to, bring whatever topic, whatever ideas, like you mentioned at the beginning of the show, man. It's all there, but we try to make it for great, feel-good content, and just to give, the folks something else to think about, too, because there's so many other possibilities that can happen. So, mainly under that platform, 95 North Falcons Talk Show on YouTube. And, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to you both, man. You guys continue doing your thing. You guys, I love tuning in and listening to you guys every Sunday night, man. You guys got some great topics. You guys do great work, man. Very entertaining. Love it, man. Appreciate the opportunity to come on here, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate
Definitely.
it. And Falcon fans, like you heard Smitty earlier, and like you hear Alberto now, we're just doing it for the love of the Falcons, man.
Absolutely.
It's all for the love of the Falcons. Now, I'm sure you have other sports teams too as well. You could have did the same thing. Yeah, but sure. When it comes to that passion, that love for a team, I mean, the Falcons there. Plus, we got the greatest logo in the NFL too as well. So can't beat that, man. The colors, the scheme, the fit, man. You can rock the shoe. You can rock any shoe. Anything. You know what I'm saying? We just fitted the black, red, and white, and I'm waiting for a new jersey. I'm waiting to see something.
I can't wait, man. This is awesome, man. But one other thing, man. Before I go and stuff like that, I'm looking forward to collaborating with you guys on the Falcons fan tour and stuff like that, the Rise Up tour. I'm up here in the Northeast. You can pencil me in for the Jets game. I'll be there front and center. Anything I can do to help behind the scenes or something like that, man, just reach out, man. I'll be more than willing.
How far are you from New York?
I am 3 hours exact from New York.
You flying or driving? You might drive.
I drive. Oh, I drive.
You drive?
Yeah.
So the Rise Up tour, for those that do not know, was started from me and a friend of mine named Thomas Scott. Two friends who we wanted to go to a Falcons game. I met him selling him a ticket.
Damn.
selling him a ticket to go to the game in Cleveland. I was sitting row 1. The person I was with me backed out, couldn't make it. It was too cold. It was supposed to be some type of snowstorm in Cleveland. I said, I don't give a damn. I'm finna be stuck in the snowstorm watching my Falcons. So I went to the game. It was cold as hell too. Plus, it's on Lake Erie, and if you're sitting in the shade side of that stadium, all you're getting is just cold. Yeah. Bro, I don't know how they do it, but they do. Thomas hit me up, said he has a ticket. I mean, says he wants to buy the ticket. I sold him the ticket, and then he calls me back and says, "Hey, man, let's throw a party in Cleveland."
Let's do it.
Do you know anybody in Cleveland? Like, what are we doing?
Oh, let's do it.
We ended up throwing a party at Jack's Casino, and shout out to everybody from Jack's Casino and everybody from the management and whoever Thomas talked to over there. Man, we had over like 300-400 like Falcons fans in the building, dog. And it was just a group started between me and Thomas with 2 people. Now we're over 1,200 members in the group. And we travel to every away game. We put on some of the most epic meet and greets that you guys have seen. New Orleans, we take over the entire strip of Bourbon Street. Bro, Bodie, you was there. You seen it live. How we get down 4 or 5 in the morning. Hell, New Orleans is asking us to come back and host some of their events too down there. It ain't about rivalry when it's about having a good time. I mean, there's some places in New Orleans they don't concern about that football shit until game day. Otherwise than that, you down there just having a good time. Chicago, Detroit, Jacksonville this year, New York, Arizona, Tennessee, Carolina, New Orleans, and Tampa. We are on the road, and you can look out for the Rise Up tour. We will be there. New York, I've already started looking at some places. I got some riverfront places in Brooklyn. I got some places that's like next to the Barclays. It's about safety. It's about making sure people get there and get back. You want to make it back safe. You don't want to go to a different city and start. Things happen. Hotels, we're doing the best we can with that. Sitting together at games, we do the best with that. But we've grown over the past 5 years, and definitely come aboard this year. We'll meet you in New York. We're gonna have a good time too as well. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying, we might work out something, man. I don't know if you've seen the pictures, man. I might get you down to the field, man. Man. I mean, got some stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? But
I got 4 more stadiums on this side of the coast. And I've done every stadium, NFL stadium on the East Coast. I have to go to Carolina and the teams down south, down in Florida. Haven't been down that far.
How many you at right now total?
Let me see. New England, Philly, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Washington, Buffalo, Carolina. I'm gonna scratch off soon. I've been home to the A several times. I'm like at 8 or 9 right now. 8 stadiums. So I just got a couple more.
Yeah, I'm going on.
It's so fun, man.
18. I got Detroit. I got Detroit this year. Oh, that ain't nothing. You should see people in our group. People in our group are on their second circuit. They're trying to hit Vegas next year. You know, we play Vegas next year.
Yeah.
So they're trying to hit Vegas and Denver. That's like the last 2 for a lot of people.
Wow.
So that's big. But I'm at 18. I got the only 2 new ones this year is Detroit and New York.
In New York.
Everything else I've been to. I've been to Jacksonville, I've been to Tennessee, been to Chicago, been to Arizona. So it's gonna be a great time. Rise Up Tour is here for all the away fans who's traveling. Check us out, and definitely we'll get you settled, we'll get you taken care of, so that way you can hang with Falcon fans from the moment you arrive to even being at the hotel where there's a bunch of Falcon fans in there. So that way everybody's, we're tight on where we're gonna be. We're trying to set up something for the fan base here. That's
dope, man.
Alberto, I thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
It's been great talking draft with you, talking Falcons football with you. We're going to get you back on the show later this season. Blessings to you and your podcast and everything that you have going on around you. And we just hope to get you back on here to show, man.
Definitely, man.
Next thing you know, you're starring in doggone Tubi films and all this stuff. We can't even get you out.
You're gonna be in Tubi films.
Oh man,
that's tough.
Man. But man. You got the platform, man. Just DM me whenever, man. We'll make it happen for sure, man.
And that's another thing. I got some family in Rhode Island, so you probably know them. Shit, yeah. I got cousins and a great aunt up there right now. So
come on, man. Rhode Island's super small.
Exactly. You probably bumped into them in the grocery store or something.
Hold on, buddy.
If you don't know them,
there you go. What's their names again?
Hey, man.
We're in Rhode Island specific before I go. Is it Providence? There's
I have to. I will message you. I'll see exactly where they are. Cool. They're up there, and I wouldn't doubt if y'all bump each other like y'all ran past each other. Because Rhode Island is.
Yep, exactly. It's one exit.
I've been there.
Exit state.
Exactly. I've been there. So yeah.
Damn. Good to know that.
We'll figure
One
that out.
time for the fan,
Let us know.
95 North Falcons talk show, Bodie 3000.
Great time, fellas.
This is great right here. Alberto, we're gonna get you back on the show, I promise.
No doubt, bro.
It'll be before the draft too as well.
Okay,
So
definitely.
be on the lookout for that and continue doing what you're doing, brother.
Appreciate you guys. Have a great night, man. Peace,
Yes,
fellas.
sir. Take it
Peace.
easy, brother.
All right.
Falcon fans from all over. This is what it's about. It's about
Everywhere.
talking Falcons football. And if you heard from Smitty the way he was talking about Alberto, you heard from Alberto the way he was talking about Smitty, they have a great show of two Falcon fans who come together and they bounce off ideas to produce some content.
Yeah. And they got
Same thing
great
that me and
chemistry.
Bodie do too as well.
They just two great Falcon fans just like us. And this show is it. They cover a lot. And they do their research. So shout out to them boys again, bro. Shout out to them again.
Falcon
and
fans,
catch they show tomorrow
chat.
night.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say catch they show tomorrow night. I'm gonna catch it.
Falcon fans is in the chat. You know, if we continue talking to y'all in the chat, it's gonna go way longer than this. So we have
so y'all come over to the One Time for the Atlanta Falcons page, and we'll talk through there. I get my alerts and be ping, 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 ping.
It's getting pinged.
All them silk stories. They be coming through there. So yeah, like come on over. One time for the Atlanta
Falcons. Yeah, one time for the Atlanta Falcons.
Just drop in your questions, drop in whatever from the podcast tonight, and we will acknowledge it over there on that page.
We will also go over the YouTube comments and the Facebook comments and respond to everybody, hopefully by tomorrow. We got some things to take care of, but we're going to chat it up with you guys because it's all about talking Falcons football. Thanks for everybody being here tonight. We talked about Lamar. We talked about a lot. So our special guest, I know it went over the time period. We'll be back another episode on schedule. So you ain't got to worry about that. But follow us on social media. Of course, you know, we're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Anchor. Man, just type in One Time for the Fan. Like, we are everywhere. And we're doing the best to get out there a little bit more. For our TikTok fans, you're TikToking? Lemon Pepper TV. Lemon Pepper TV. That's like So Atlanta.
Yeah. Don't get no Atlanta than that.
That's Atlanta, man.
That's what we doing.
Lemon Pepper. Not with the ER, with the A.
Yeah. That's
PEPPA.
Lemon
TV.
Pepper TV.
One word.
That's coming soon.
Pepper TV. We got our first video up.
Coming soon.
We're doing reviews. We got some skits. We got some behind the scenes footage of some exclusive events that I know y'all want to see. Most of y'all done seen where we be at. So we're gonna show y'all what's going on if we get the right action. We definitely don't want to, record anything that we can't be recording. We always get clearance before we do anything. We don't want to invade people's space. But yes, we have a lot of events and stuff going on. So follow us, Lemon Pepper TV on TikTok. And yeah, man, One Time for the Fan is everywhere. So Bodie, any shout outs before we get up out of here?
Man, just shout out to our guests. Two great guys, two great Falcons minds, two great football minds in general. Smitty and Berto. Like I said, check that show out tomorrow night. I think he said it was at 8. I could be wrong, but I think it was at 8. But I'll find out after this. But yeah, check them out, man. Shout out for them for coming on the show, giving that knowledge, blessing us with their presence. Shout out for Jack. You're not gonna no 80 yards. Stop it.
80 on the run.
You're gonna tear a hammy trying to throw the ball 80 yards. I don't know how that's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. Either way.
It's me in the huddle looking at Drake.
Nah.
Say
I'm
throwing it up.
No. Anyway,
80 yards on the run don't have to be it don't have to be a beamer. It's not a cannon. It's not Will Levis type throw. I'm throwing 80 yards. I'm throwing to Justin Fields.
Are you like throwing it and catching it and throwing it again and just counting?
I tell you what I'm not doing. I'm not throwing to Mariota in Carolina.
Mariota throwing that sidearm baseball shit. Anyway, oh yeah, ass on the ground. Anyway, shout out to everybody in chat. Shout out everybody checking out the show. Shout out everybody who's still on with us. We pushing about 2 hours right now. But thank you, appreciate it. We here, man. We here. We're gonna be here every week. And we pull Chase out the hay. I think the horse kicked him in the hay. So we gotta find him, pull him out the hay. Boo Man, he gotta get my lemon and pepper sprinkles. He's supposed to. He messed my wings up. And Dez, who? Anyway, but, yeah, man. Shout out to y'all, man.
Like, hey, y'all see this player? Like Dez, bro. I was like 10 days.
But yeah, man. Shout out to everybody, man. This is great. Love doing this.
One time for the fan, we are now past record-wise the longest show, which was Kyle J. Andrews show when we did the Arnold Ebiketie rookie report. It was an hour and like 40 minutes. We're at an hour and 54. We're getting ready to wrap it up here. Follow us on social media. One time for the fan. Just type it in on Google, Twitter, Facebook. You know where to follow us. Shout out to everybody who was able to stop through tonight. Smitty, Alberto, live call from Big Low Country Sports. So that was actually pretty cool too.
Just want you to know there's nothing wrong with pickup trucks.
There's nothing wrong with pickup trucks, you know. Anything after
I told him he was riding a Pinto Bean, but you know.
Sheesh. Coming up for some more special guests, upcoming events. We have another show next week, Sunday. We might have a pop-up show this Wednesday, trying to get some feedback here from Miles the GOAT. Miles Garrett from Fox 5. He just came back from Indy. Probably has a lot to do. He talked with Terry, talked with some more people. It's always good to reach out and have some well-educated fans and journalists here on the show. We have so many special guests coming up here on One Time for the Fan. I'm telling you, we have so many special guests coming up at One Time for the Fan, from fans to journalists. Hey, I might even get some player family on here, man. You never know. Just be ready for when we post it. One time for the Atlanta Falcons Facebook group. Join in there. We're going to reach out to you all in the chat. We'll reach out to you all on YouTube to respond to your comments. Thank y'all for everything. We really appreciate it. And go Falcons. Be prepared as we end this podcast tomorrow morning to get some news coming out from the NFL. It could be on Lamar, could be something from the Falcons camp. Don't forget about Caleb McGarry and his situation. We haven't heard anything from there yet. Tuesday, March 7th is the deadline. Tuesday. So be prepared to hear some news today or to hear some news tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening, whatever, or be prepared to hear some news on Tuesday. Yep. And we hope we might have to do a pop-up show on Wednesday because something's going to come. Something's going to shake between now and Wednesday. Yeah, so if it's breaking, we're finna cover it. So
don't find out.
One time for the fans. Time for me to go play some Warzone. I'm out of here. Racking up dubs.
You ain't playing Hogwarts?
Yeah. That's the end of the broadcast.